All right, guys. So we are recording.
Okay.
Everybody, welcome back.
Hey,
This
guys.
is the I'm So Insecure podcast. And
We're back.
we
Yes,
are
we are.
Did y'all miss us?
Surprise, surprise, guys. We are back with the I'm So Insecure podcast. And you can see our face.
Oh, they can they? Oh, my God. I didn't realize.
Right. They can see your girl. They can see your girl.
Okay. I'm okay.
So I know you guys are so totally used to just hearing our voices, but this season we decided to switch it up in the wake of the the coronavirus, COVID-19, and what every other podcast seems to be doing right now, which is going by video, going by whether it's Zoom, Google Meets, Google Hangouts, whatever the case may be, they are showing their faces. And we are no different. We are showing you guys our faces this
Right.
week. So welcome back.
Yay!
All right. So how has everyone been? Before we jump into talking about Insecure, I want to catch up with you guys. How have you guys been?
I've been good. You want me to go first?
Yeah, Q, go ahead.
Okay,
And for those of you who may not know us or are new to us, we want to take a second to introduce ourselves too. So Q, you want to go first?
Right. Okay. Quintan Johnson, Atlanta blogger. I blog OTBFashions.com. I also have a online boutique called OTBFashions .shop that you guys could check out. Also follow me on Out of the Box Fashion 1, and you can also follow my business page, OTBFashions .shop. Lately, I've just been blogging, working on my online store, as well as I do have a showroom. I have a physical place. Don't know how that's going to go with the Rona.
Right, the Rona.
But you guys can still support my small business. Please visit my website, OTBFashions.shop, and check me out. Check out my blog, OutofTheBoxFashion.com. All
right. What about you, Delwayne? I know you got some huge changes since the last years. What's going on with you?
So what's going on, everybody? Thank you so much, Tabitha. I appreciate that. What's going on, everybody? Just in case, like Tabitha said, y'all don't know who we are, let me introduce myself as well. My name is Delwayne. Since our last podcast, I moved to Las Vegas. I'm actually on the West Coast now. I lived in Atlanta for 22 years, so now I'm in Vegas. And this is my very first time doing the I'm So Insecure podcast from Las Vegas. So just to give you a little bit about my background, I currently own 2 magazines right now, the Las Vegas Entrepreneur Magazine and also the Phoenix Entrepreneur Magazine. We are the only magazine that caters specifically to small business owners and entrepreneurs. We are quickly becoming one of the top magazines in both cities, Las Vegas and Phoenix. And I'm also the owner of the Skyview Networking event. It's a networking event, probably one of the largest networking events on the West Coast already. We in Las Vegas, Phoenix, Los Angeles, and San Francisco. So we're in 4 cities across the West Coast. And it's just a networking event for small business owners and entrepreneurs. So I push entrepreneurship. I think it's the American way. You can never get rich working for someone else. So I push entrepreneurship. That's my business. Your business is my business. And that's how we do it. And that's it.
Yes, and you're doing so good out there. We are super
proud. Thank you so much.
Yes,
definitely.
Thank you so much.
Own that city. So
thank you. What about you, Tab? So tell them who you are.
You guys know I am your girl, CocoaBrownCurlsXo. I can't even tell y'all how excited I am. Y'all know I can be animated. I like in front of my viewers, being myself. So doing this podcast by video, I think really suits me. It gives you guys and all of our listeners a chance to see how animated I can be. Real life facial expressions when we're talking about Issa and Molly and the whole Insecure crew. But as far as just what I've been doing lately, honestly, guys, I've just been a little bit low key, still kind of dipping and dabbing, in the hair care industry, in natural hair care, still working with brands, but a little more low key. I've had kind of a crazy year this past year and just really took a step back just to be with my family and kind of be in tune with myself or whatever the case may be. So bringing it back. And I think the podcast really is my step back out into this world. So I'm pretty excited about it. And I'm just excited to be back and to be talking.
That's awesome.
Right. Okay, so let's get into it. So again, this is our first podcast episode back, but this is also the second episode of Insecure. So we didn't do an official, podcast reunion for the first episode. We did talk offline about it, guys, and I think we had a lot to say.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we had a lot to say. So we can kind of incorporate a little bit of that in that too, but we are especially here to talk about last night's episode. So I want to first and foremost get you guys' thoughts on just overall Issa bringing it back after what we said, 2 years?
2 years.
Insecure has been out. So just overall, how are we feeling so far about season 4 of Insecure?
You first, Q. You first.
Okay. Go first. I'm just joking. So far, I have mixed feelings. It's kind of slow. I'm going to be honest, to me it's slow, but it's the first 2 shows. I was happy to see some of the old people coming back, even more happy to see them yesterday.
The guys. I screamed when the guys got on the
it
TV
took
screen.
Me back. Yesterday, it took me back to the very first couple of episodes, like the first season, just kind of bringing that back. I also enjoyed that now we're getting to see Issa and Lawrence kind of interact more because we want to kind of see where that is and what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? So
but it's so familiar, and I'll talk about that when I get to me. But
that was, especially when he called and asked her. No, she called him to ask if it was okay. Should she mention that he had stopped by? And I was like, and then when he said no, I was like, yep. I already know which way this is going. I'm not going to say, but I already know.
Right.
But that amped it up for me because for a minute there, I was kind of going to sleep.
Right.
But then when all that took place, I was kind of like, okay, here we go. So I'm hopeful so far for this season. I'm hoping. But then, like with Issa, you just never know what you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? Because, it should have you feeling one way. And then the next thing, you're like, but I definitely like all the growth because you do see growth. You see growth in this
in her
so
character.
Far. Yeah.
In her character, you see her trying.
Right. And you want to see that in people because, that's real life. At least it should be. So I'm loving that part. And, the fashion was just on point last night all the way.
Right.
They have
I
even
can see it now.
So much growth in that. I mean, Issa, to me, just leveled it up. She just taking it to another level. I'm loving the hair, everything.
Right. And since talking to you last week, I have been paying more attention to the fashion, and I will.
Oh yeah, the shoes were on point last night. The boots, oh my God. Yeah.
All right, Dylan, what do you think? How do you feel about?
Oh man.
Kind of the mix of episode 1 and episode 2.
Okay. So me, Tab. You and Q. Y'all know me. I like to do the good. I like to do the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's my little thing.
Yeah.
And so I'm a positive person, so I always like to give you the positive first. Everything that I thought that was positive about the show. So just jumping into season 2, since it's more fresh in my mind. I really liked how Issa and Kadola, I believe it's her name, Kadola, they decided to establish their friendship and business relationship, even though they both dated Lawrence, so she's still dating Lawrence. And I think that's very mature of both of them. I think it shows that women can move past just a man. You know what I mean? Like they can still be friends. And I thought that showed maturity on the end of both of them. And I thought it was great writing just to show that these women can still coexist and still do business and be friends, even though they both dated the same person, or she's still dating him. So I thought that was really good to show that side.
Right.
I like that too.
And I think it was important for them to show the women in the moment doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
Talk through difficult situations, even if it's making a joke out of it or making light of it. Don't just breeze past it and leave that awkward space.
Right.
They address it
Right.
on camera.
So the bad is probably my shirt, and I'm gonna go into detail. So this shirt, I had this shirt since season 1 of Insecure. I'm a real Insecure fan. I started not to wear it because it's a 4-year shirt. Like this shirt is 4 years old now. But
vintage.
yes, exactly. So This shirt tells a story, ladies. This shirt tells the story of my life and what I've been through over the last 4 years. So, it has a few wrinkles, maybe a few stains that won't come out, but it's still wearable, and I'm still wearing it to today. So I am an Insecure fan since day one. With that being said, I'm gonna give my bad because the growth. I know Q was saying she sees some growth in it, but I would like to see more growth. I would like to see the women grow to another level maturity-wise, and I'm not seeing it. If we look at each conversation from, let's take that one scene where they all was in the living room. It was Kelly, it was Molly, it was Tiffany, and it was Issa. And that whole conversation was about the size of the guy's penis. It was about how he doing it and what he doing it, and I'm just sitting back looking. I'm like, really? Like if it was vice versa, if there was guys sitting around talking about the size of women's private part, how inappropriate would that have been? So I just want to see growth in the characters, and I'm not seeing it. Like we talked about before with Girlfriends, Kelsey Grammer's show. I think each season of that show we saw maturity. We saw the show grow as we grow. So I'm saying that to say that I have matured over the last 4 years, and I would like to see Insecure grow as well. And to me, I think that they're targeting a younger audience opposed to targeting a more mature audience. So that's my bad. Right. My ugly is so ugly, ladies. I don't even want to talk about it. My ugly, ladies, is when she went to the bathroom and pulled that condom out. I said, what?
Oh, yeah. That
was so ugly. Disgusting. I said they did not have to show. They didn't have to show that.
They didn't have to do that. They just left that part out. Yeah.
I was like, my hand was over my face like this. I could not believe when I was watching Quintan and Tabitha.
I agree.
They could have left that out. We didn't need that.
They could have left that. But that's real life, though. No. That's real life. But they could have left it.
Really? Okay, so do I have to tap into another podcast that I know of? The Let's Be podcast. Do I need to tap into that podcast?
Yeah. Let's be clear.
It needs to be real.
Let's be real.
Hashtag real life.
Yeah, it's real life. Yeah, because I can relate to it.
And I'm not speaking for myself. I'm not necessarily speaking for myself. I'm not saying I've ever been in this situation. What I'm saying is, I might know somebody that has had a conversation with that situation. And y'all know, I'm there. I'm there with y'all with the growth. But y'all know part of why I love this show is because it taps into some of the late 20s, early 30-something experiences that we as women really genuinely have.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. That condom moment was a hashtag real life moment. It was
a real life moment. Because when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, no, they didn't. But I was like, I can relate to that.
Right.
I know exactly.
But then we have to see it, though. Then we have to see it.
I know. And I screamed. I did scream when it came out.
I know. I was like, but I already knew. Dwayne, I knew that it was going to do that. I said, because I knew when I was like, okay, but I hope they don't show it.
Right.
And then when they did, I said,
but it seems like that reminds you that Issa is your homegirl. It reminds Issa is a girl from LA down around the way girl. Like, it's just a real moment. That's a real moment. You might get a call from your girlfriend and she might be panicked because she can't find the condom. She might be panicked. So I get it. It was too much for TV, but that was a real moment.
So what was your thoughts, Tabitha? What did you think about episode 2 and even see episode 1?
Just overall, like I said, I agree with you guys. I realize I'm very much on the fence with the growth. I agree. We talked about this offline. I am true, Girlfriends fanatic, Sex and the City fanatic. So I like the mature, young adult, but mid-30s kind of TV shows. And Insecure is trying to get there slowly. So I am all for them showing more growth with the girls. I think Molly really struggled with growth yesterday. And yesterday, a couple of times I felt like she struggled with growth is when Asian Bae and Issa both said the same thing, that she always has a problem. I don't feel like she took that well. I feel like, of course, she clearly didn't take it well when Asian Bae said it, But then when her best friend reinforced it, she got offended. She didn't really go in on Issa. She didn't say anything, but you can of being like, damn, two of the people closest to me feel the same way. Let me check myself. And instead, she got irritated by it. So that's showing her really struggling with growth. Another area that she's struggling with growth is the friendship. But however, again, let's be clear, #real moment, because unfortunately, even at her age, we as women still have moments where we struggle with friendships like that, not to let Condola in, wanting to have Issa to herself, not understanding why she got to share her she had lunch with them, throwing shade a little bit, even though I kind of agree with her on that menu. Like, I took the menu from her. Like, you know, you know the menu, like, but I noticed that she's struggling with that growth in areas like that. So I do agree with y'all on that.
I think that's a good point. But I want to say, as someone who's older, that's something that I think it just it's something that you really can't mature from, because I think in reality, no one really wants to share their close friend.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So and then when you see someone moving in and they really like them, and that, because I see it in my relationships with my different set of friends. Like,
absolutely.
So I have a friend that's like, you better not go up in our favorite spot with her. Don't take us to my favorite spot. You know, so I think that's just something that's just a natural thing.
Right. It's natural, but it's normal. And I'm hoping that they figure out a way to talk it out.
Yeah, right. Molly's gonna have to check. Molly's gonna have to kind of put her feelings aside and just
Right. So I appreciate, I see it's areas where Molly hasn't grown and Issa is growing, but I appreciate showing it, and I hope they also show them talking it out, because I think that's important. It's important to not let those friendships go because you're afraid to talk about it or you're too immature to talk about it.
Right.
Yeah. So I definitely agree. When it comes to Lawrence, the me that was very, very small but might potentially be significant is the way they got off the phone. The way they got off the phone was so familiar, so when a soulmate and you guys really play off of each other and you can think ahead for each other. And when she was being awkward Black girl, and she was like, so I think she said something like, so how was your day, or what are you doing? He was like, we could just hang up. And she's like, all right, cool. Like, he knows, like, you said, you don't know how to get off the phone with me. Like, we don't have to do this. We could just hang up. And I caught that, and it was like playful and familiar to me. So I'm hoping that something comes of it.
Yeah, it's obvious they still love each other. He still love her. I do feel this relationship he's in now, it's going to be forced. Because if you just check it out, it doesn't seem right. You know what I'm saying? It's the vibe. It ain't vibing. He was vibing better with the Best Buy chick.
No. Actually,
I say this. Okay. Why I say this. Okay. This is why I say this. No, they were not trying to be serious, but it's like he was comfortable with that. It's like you could feel the comfortableness, even though she wanted more. She did, but you could feel the comfort. To me, he seems so uncomfortable around. Is it Condola? What's her name? What is her? Condola. He seems very uncomfortable around. It's like to me, she's the same. I see she is not comfortable. I'm telling you.
I don't know. I think comfortable. I actually think he likes her because he went out his way to pull up on Issa to say, look, do me a favor. Don't talk about me to my new girl. Like, he pulled up to her crib.
You know what? You're a dude, so you don't see it that way. I don't see. I see that as game.
So let's be clear. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. The writers, the writers. I think Amy, the Asian chick. Her name is Amy. I think she wrote this episode. If you notice, they're writing Lawrence a specific type of woman. Like, you could tell that the ladies that they have for Lawrence, they all have something similar. Like, they're all kind of the same a little bit. Like Condola and the Tasha from the bank, they're almost like the same woman. And Issa fits right in with all three of them. He has a certain type of woman that he likes. But I think I think this is what I think. I think he messed up with Tasha at the picnic. He left the picnic. He was sleeping with some other women, and he messed that up. Tasha was a good girl, so I think he don't want to make that same mistake with Condola. That's what I think. I think he actually likes her.
No, I'm not. Okay, I'm not saying that he wants to not make the same mistake, but him going to Issa, that's too. That's not what. He's trying to cover his tracks. It's like it's something. I'm telling you, he's covering his tracks. It's not because he really likes Condola.
But you know, you say covering his tracks, but Issa cheated on him.
He's not
responsible. He's not responsible for that breakup.
He need to get over it. Men kill me with that one. He all mad because she slid. Okay, she did. Okay.
He was getting ready to wife her. He bought her a ring and everything.
Whatever.
Listen,
I feel like
get over
they spent all of season 3 equally. They spent all of season 3 avoiding each other. He was willing to go to her place. Like it was not a hard conversation for the other guys to convince him to say something to her. And I don't even did one of them tell him to go over there? They said for him to call her.
Right. And he went over there.
He went over there. Yes.
I'm like, but y'all spent the whole last season avoiding each other. But you
right. And
right.
And then we can go back to what was the girl who worked at Best Buy, Tasha?
She went to the bank.
Like she said, he is sweet, but he can be a fuck nigga too. I'm just saying, and I can kind of see that. I'm telling you, I can see.
No, I agree with you on that. Now you're right. Now look, you're right. And his homeboys are the same way, to be honest with you.
Yes. Oh my God, they horrible.
But I love that. When I can never remember his name. When I saw the realtor, the one that's always talking.
Yes.
Like, because basically he was like, because I'm gonna have to dick her down.
Yes. And he always say, and just think they listen to him. Lawrence be.
I don't know why. Why? I don't get it.
Because he illogically makes sense. Like it was so disrespectful. Like if you break her heart, then she gonna be texting me, calling me. Then I gotta give her dick, make her happy. Like, it's so wrong, but it was good advice. Like don't break her heart, because then she gonna come over here and I'm up my.
Right. Okay. So
he's hilarious. I want him back.
I want Issa and Lawrence to work out, but at the same time, I think Lawrence, he plays games. And so he's going to go all around and about before he come back around.
So let me ask you a question.
Somebody else.
Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Issa spent a long time trying to get him back. He refused to go back to her.
Right.
If he wanted Issa, he can get her.
You looking at it, but it's
he can get her.
Thing. He
don't want her. He moved on.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. He does.
I think he likes Condola. I think he likes her.
I think he likes Condola, but I think he's afraid of the hurt from Issa more.
Right. Yes.
And let's keep it real. Issa is foul. She foul. Period. All the stuff she's been doing.
I don't look at her as foul.
Love her.
I'm talking about relationship wise.
But that don't change the fact that he's in love with her. How many times are we with somebody that don't deserve us?
Right. All the time.
She slept with Daniel in the studio. Come on, ladies. We just cannot sleep that up under the rug.
But it wasn't that she purposely slept with him.
But she did.
But she did. In a certain situation.
So she just tripped him. She just tripped and fell on his thing, huh?
Yeah.
Right. Hold on. I was with you. I was with you.
You know what?
I was with you.
Okay. Yeah. You want to say that? Yeah.
But I mean, we say it all the time. Men do not forgive women for the same thing.
Right. See, where Issa messed up is she should have kept the shit to herself.
Absolutely.
Period. I feel she should never ever said anything.
So cheat and lie.
Yeah.
That process.
I don't know why Beyonce, if I was a boy, played like just cute in my head. Like I was a boy, cute in my head when you said that.
We gonna leave that. We gonna leave that right there.
And they, some people looking at this, they gonna be judging me. They gonna be like, oh,
they are.
Yeah.
We gonna leave that right there because I want to ask.
Ladies, don't tell him. Don't tell him. I'm telling you, I'm gonna write a book about it. Don't tell him, because just like Tabitha said, women, you're gonna be looked at differently. Mm-hmm. So you can't. I'm telling you, a man can cheat, mm-hmm. and what we take them back. We supposed to take them back, right? That's what you're supposed to. But when a woman do it, she a hoe, she a slut, she ain't shit, she a liar, it's just wrong.
And it don't matter. It don't matter how much he loves her, how much he might want to be with her. He will keep going back.
Yeah. So don't tell, ladies. That's what Issa learned from Issa's mistake. Don't tell. Some things don't learn. Take it to your grave. Take that to your grave.
No. listen, ladies. I got a question. Well, actually, I want to make a comment. Uh-huh. I don't agree with Molly often.
Okay.
The whole 4 years we've been doing this podcast, I probably never agreed with Molly. But when she told old boy that he wasn't open, I agree with her. She was right. She was right about him. Like he was doing everything he could to avoid telling her anything about his job, his family. And I actually agreed with her at that point.
Yeah, I agree with her on that too. I did, because I was like, well, he's not talking. So I saw her point. I don't know why they had to be. I saw her point.
I totally saw her point, but I also wondered if it was based off of their relationship. Whereas if he wasn't taking it seriously, I wouldn't have expected him to really open up. But now in this mind space where now all of a sudden I put, what it used to say, you put the cookie or the monkey on pause or the monkey on mute. Now you're expecting and wanting so much more from him, and you're getting upset when you're not getting it.
Right.
But that first episode that he's dating other people. So in his mind, girl, it ain't that serious. We chilling, we hanging out, we having a good time, we sleeping together. Oh, now you want me to open up to you. Oh, well, my head wasn't there. I didn't realize. So don't get an attitude with me. Maybe just have that conversation with me.
Yeah, I think I did think about that.
Yeah,
because it is confusing, because at first I thought she told him that she just wanted them to be friends. When I thought he was kind of pushing more to a relationship, but she was like, no. So I was confused with it. I couldn't remember if or what. So you're right.
Remember, that's what we said from the first episode, is that sometimes we as women, we don't want him till we realize that we can't have him.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So now that she wants him, but again, like Delwayne said, I do agree with her. Like, if this is where I'm going in a relationship, it's important that we're open with each other. I don't know why he left that good gumbo sitting on the table, but
he said it was too salty. You said it was too salty.
Right. Oh yeah, it was too salty. He walked out. But like you said, I agree with Molly, but then at the same time, I kind of see where he's like, but if we're not in that space, why are you pushing so much for that?
Okay.
But, right. Oh, I'm sorry. I was gonna say, and it leads to sex. Like it's all about sex. And is it just me, or have they turned the sex up a notch in this season?
Oh, they turned it up.
They turned it up.
Yeah,
it's up.
I mean,
it's
ass
up.
out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, all ass out. Look, all kinds of asses out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it was so disgusting. You know what? Big boy, I'm glad she done with him. I'm so, because what he asked her to do yesterday, I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
I said,
oh my God.
I say, insecurities get real graphic.
Right.
Oh God, it was a lot. I was like, okay, is this real? Is this real?
Right.
So you think that's gonna be the last time? You think that's gonna be the last time she messed with Big Boy?
I think so. I think so. You would think so? You don't think so?
I don't think so.
But I do wonder.
It's not ideal, but he gets the job done.
Right.
It's the job done. That's all I'm saying. It's not ideal.
Well, I mean, old boy who stole her charger got the job done. What happened to him?
I don't know what he went to. I don't know what happened to him. He just not.
See. I know. Listen, I know all Issa. I know all Issa's sex partners, because y'all can't even come to me about.
She moved. He was in the other apartment.
He was in the other apartment complex. Mm-hmm.
Wait, yeah.
That's what happened. That's what happened.
Oh man.
Oh, he'll still be getting some.
so I need Issa to keep it closed. I need her to be celibate. Come on, don't be Molly. You talk about Molly, but you're doing the same thing, Issa.
But girls need love too.
They did flip-flop. Issa is now promiscuous and business focused, and Molly, what's going on with her in that law firm?
I don't know what's
They have completely flipped. You're right.
They have. So I'm hoping Issa don't have no more sex partners this whole season.
I'm sure she is.
And we talked about this, ladies, 2 years ago when we was talking about how African American women have the highest cases of HIV in the country.
Right.
So we need to see. We really need to see them be celibate. We need to see them have sex less. I don't know. I wonder if HBO is telling them, look, the ratings are low. We need y'all to turn something up. Either y'all want to fight.
Yeah. Wasn't it our podcast where we said as much sex as they were having that we never seen them stop for a second and use protection?
Yeah, we did. Right. That was our podcast.
You saw the protection. It might not have been.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're right. And that podcast, we got a lot of views off of that. Right. If all the listeners, y'all go to Google, type in HBO Insecure Podcast on Google. We should come up 1 or 2. So, we got a lot of views off of that, Tab.
Mm-hmm. See? You might not have been the way you did it, but they showed you the protection.
Right.
They did. We're in a
generation, but Dwayne, we're in a generation right now where if you listen to the music, like girls need love too, it's like women are liberating themselves, you know what I'm saying? I can now openly be who I want to be, and it's okay for me to be, instead of being that, the picture that you're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, without without the labels, she's a hoe, she's a this. I mean, you got Megan Thee Stallion. You got, what's the other chick? You got
ain't nobody trying to wife them chicks. Ain't nobody trying to wipe no Megan Thee Stallion.
But that's true. But they're young and they're in their moment. So I'm one of those guys, and I teach my sons this. I'm one of those guys that I love a good girl. I'm just being me, and this is my preference. I love a good girl, someone who don't really curse, someone who don't smoke weed, so you wouldn't like me.
So you still got guys out there like me who love good girls, but at the same time, you got guys out there that love bad chicks with the tattoos all over their body, smoking Black and Mild, smoke weed. And to me, the very first episode of Insecure, this season 4, they showed Molly and Issa on a mat smoking a blunt. I said, what is this? Like, I never saw them smoke blunts before. And I'm just wondering if this is what HBO is telling them to do. That's
right.
I mean, I know what you're saying, but you can be a good girl, because like in school, people probably visualize me as a good girl, but I did things. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't do them. I just didn't walk around and do them all. You know what I'm saying? I kept all my stuff on the low. But and I've been married twice, so second marriage, we still there. We still hanging there 29 years later. But I'm just saying, like, I think that is what they're just trying to show, that women are now liberated. They are free. They have that sexual freedom. You know what I'm saying? But I do agree with you. Like, what's that old saying? He wants a lady that's a lady during the day, but a freak. How it go? How does
a lady in the streets and a freak in the sheets.
There you go. Mm-hmm. So, and I agree that's true. At the end of the day, if you're trying to be a wife, you know what I'm saying? But now, Issa and them, they're not trying to be anybody's wife.
And to be honest with you, Condola, she's only shown so far to be a class act in my eyes.
That's true.
She's been a respectful woman, a classy woman, and she's been keeping it 100 for the whole show.
I think we're going to see her change once they're put in the position where you can see it's creating too much tension, and one is going to have to choose, whether it be Issa having to choose to be in those awkward moments, whether it's Lawrence having to choose, still finding himself in two situations with Issa, or Condola having to choose because she realizes that they're still in love.
Yes.
So do you see?
It's going to show that other side of her.
Let me ask you guys this: couldn't you tell that Issa and Condola was so much more relaxed in the first show together? Like, this like they like for real, like tight. like
right.
becoming. I'm like, okay, now wait a minute.
And that's what I said. It might make them choose their newfound friendship, which started just as a business relationship, but well together. And it's also new. I think her and Lawrence might be newer than her and Issa. So it might be to the point where it's like, well, damn, you're my girl. I'm really starting to vibe with you. We build together. We make money together. I'm Lawrence, but I might be willing to give Lawrence up for this female relationship.
Right.
Especially when Ollie moves back, you're making more time for me. It might force the girls to kind of push Lawrence out the picture.
Yeah, because on the real, to me, Lawrence don't know what he wants. But that's a whole nother topic. We could catch on another.
I'm telling y'all what Lawrence wants. Lawrence does not want to hurt. That's it.
I think you're right. I think you're right. I think you're right, Tab. But I also think Quintan was getting ready to say something earlier, but she didn't want to spoil it. But I'm gonna say what I think Quintan was going to say.
Okay, go ahead.
Issa and Lawrence are going to sleep together, and he gonna lose Condor. He gonna break her heart.
I'm telling you, it's gonna happen.
And I feel bad for her because she's a good girl. She'll deserve that.
Yeah, she is. She don't, but it's gonna happen.
I'm loyal to Issa and bring it because the couch wasn't closure. We talked about this.
Yeah, and that's what happens though, Dwayne. That's what happens when you date someone who on a rebound. Like when you're the rebound person, that's always gonna happen. So that's a chance to take. That's real life. That's real life.
Yeah, but Q, the difference is they're writing in characters for Issa that we don't. They just things that she had the sex with. They actually brought a quality woman in for Lawrence.
I feel you.
Even Tasha was a good girl. So it's I don't want to see Lawrence keep breaking these chicks' heart. I mean, with Issa, she just sleeping with these dudes. They come and go.
But that's what Lawrence do. So I'm telling you, we also are learning some things about Lawrence because he's always had. And remember now, when the show first came on, he wasn't all that great because he was sorry. He was sorry. That's right. You're right. Let's just keep it 100. So Issa stuck by him as he grew. You know what I'm saying? And pushed him. So
wait, what do I think I hear Beyonce "If I Were a Boy" again. Like
okay.
You make a good point, Q. You make a very good point. But we'll see though. We'll see. You make a good point.
Yeah, we'll see. This is gonna be.
Are we seeing growth with the guys? Do y'all see any growth with the guys? They are the exact right. They are the exact same way.
They got to be like 60.
No, I'm talking about. We haven't seen no growth with the men on this show.
I know. No.
They're not. They're exactly the same. But
yeah,
the difference is, I think Lawrence actually likes her. He would not have went to his Issa house if he didn't like this girl.
Okay, well, that's how you view it. I'm not saying he don't really like her, but I think that going to Issa, that was messy.
That was more about Issa.
I don't like that.
I agree with both y'all. I think he likes Condola because he doesn't want to be hurt. So let's be
right.
But I think being willing to pull up on Issa was more about Issa.
Now,
I'm telling you,
if he proposed to Condor, y'all heard it here first this season.
I don't think it's gonna get to that.
If he proposed to her, can you imagine how Issa's face would look if she find out that they about to get married or they're engaged?
Yeah, I don't even want to see that. I don't want to see that.
I do not want to see it.
I don't want to see that.
I want to see it.
I want to sacrifice her because she is a good woman, but I need to sacrifice Condola.
Right.
Get my clothes.
Did you say sacrifice Condola?
Yeah. And plus, Dwayne, that would be too typical. They get ready to have a wedding, and now you got to go through her breaking it up or something. You know what I'm trying to say? So it'll be that's too expecting to me.
It'll be real.
It's gonna have to be something that's unexpected.
Okay, so what's stopping Daniel from texting Issa right now and she's sleeping with Daniel? Nothing. That's my point. So why waste time with Issa? She would sleep with Daniel today if he really pursued her.
But we don't know what's going on with Daniel.
We're not gonna hold that against her.
Right.
See, if she was still actively pursuing Lawrence, then she would be dead ass wrong. But Lawrence made it clear that he's not paying attention to her right now. So if which I do think they should definitely bring him back, if Daniel were to text her, she's free to do that.
But I think, but let me tell you what I think. I think it's going to be a love interest that's going to come in for Issa.
A quality one, like Dwayne said.
Yes, that is what, that's going to kill Lawrence. That's going to kill him. It is going to kill him.
I don't think you can hurt Lawrence anymore. He bought the ring for her.
You know,
like
what?
He was hurt. You know what? Listen, it was chicks coming at Lawrence, and he was flying them. He was knocking them down.
But 1 minute he was out there just doing stuff, getting STDs and all. Remember?
That was after the breakup.
The roommates.
Yeah.
Oh that was through the hurt. That was through the hurt. Tabitha was saying.
Oh,
he was hurt.
Lord. Oh, Lord. See, I ain't giving them no break.
Okay, so while we're talking about everything that's happening on the show, I want to make sure we still kind of give the listeners an opportunity to hear our views and kind of what we were talking about offline about behind the scenes. Now, you remember I brought it to you guys' attention that there are some real life issues between Amanda Seales, who plays Tiffany on the show, and the cast. I was not able to confirm exactly who her issues were, but she was on a Breakfast Club talking about some industry party that she wasn't able to get into and how the insecure cast was inside, or people with the cast was inside and nobody took her back. Well, I needed to make sure I updated you guys because I just caught Amanda Seales. It was Like a Boss. I forget the original name of her podcast. I'll update everybody on it. But she actually had Issa Rae on it this week.
Oh, okay.
She had Issa Rae on the podcast this week, and there was no bad blood.
Okay, so that was just gossip.
Yeah,
okay,
it was,
cool.
So the original situation wasn't gossip because it came straight to Seals' mouth. However, I can no longer confirm that Issa was part of the problem for her.
Okay.
But and I just wanted to update y'all that they've obviously kind of put it under the rug. It's news to them because now Issa is openly supporting Amanda and Amanda's openly supporting Issa. So
okay, well that's good. I
wonder why we felt so much tension. It seemed like real life tension on that first
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, there was definitely real life tension. But on the podcast, I just watched it yesterday. They seem good. They seem really together.
Okay. Well, that's good because if there's going to be a season 5, we need them to be good because she's about to drop this baby soon, so we need them to be good.
Yeah, absolutely. And that would be an interesting thing to add, the baby thing, just to see how that goes and how it plays out and how it affects the friendship as a whole.
Right.
So I'm
hearing Amanda Seales talk about it on the reel, she makes it seem like they're gonna expand Tiffany's character a little bit more versus where I expected them to pull.
Right.
She was having real life issues with the cast. So it's and also seeing her husband on the show last night let me feel like they're gonna keep her going.
Yes, I was glad to see that. Yeah, that's what I said. I said, okay, so maybe she's gonna be around.
Because season 3 they didn't show the guys as much and it had me I was so excited to see them last night.
Right.
Yes, I agree. So we'll see. Y'all think it will be a season 5?
Yeah, I do. I think it will be.
It has to
I hope so.
I feel like, even though are we going from 8 to 10 episodes or is it 10 to 14 episodes? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think 10 to 14. I think it was 10 to 14.
Regardless of what it is, the shit is still 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I know,
put
right?
her foot down. She's not giving us an hour, so it is what it is. But I just feel like even in these next 8 or 10 to 14 episodes, it's not going to be enough for me. Like I have to have a 5.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So I did some research before the podcast and just try to get the average age of real life of all the characters on the show. So as y'all know, Amanda Seales, she about to be 39. She's almost 40. Issa and Molly, they're about 35, 36. Lawrence is 38. So everybody is kind of like older 30s on the show. Pushing 40.
Right. Black don't crack for real.
Yeah, most of them
they look very young. Yeah.
So once again, I just want the listeners to know, the viewers to know that if there is a season 5, I would like for the show to mature with their audience, and that's what I love the show, I really do. But I want to see them mature. I want to see them mature a little bit more, and that's my take on it. But I still love the show. I still love the fashion. The music is. I wish they would let Solange, Beyonce. Don't get me wrong. I love Raphael Sadiq. That's my boy. But I think Salon did a kind of better job with the music. That's my opinion.
Yeah, she did. Like, I agree, because the music to me is not hidden like it was before. Because you discovered a lot of artists.
You did, right. So we discovered. You're right, Q. We discovered a lot of new artists from Salon.
It was like the bomb, but this so far it's been like, what the hell is that? I
don't know what my man Raphael Sadiq doing. That's my boy too.
What the hell?
But Solange is very, very talented. I don't think she gets a lot of credit, but she's super talented. Solange is super talented.
Yeah, I like her a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is going to be interesting. I feel like, we've all been, watching this show since season 1, episode 1, definitely.
That's right.
Previews hit. And I feel like we all see something completely different. And I mean, that might, scare someone, but I'm actually excited about that. I'm excited that it's so up in the air, I guess, that the three of us are seeing something completely different as a possibility of what's next. So hoping Issa just brings it.
Yes, please.
I agree with the growth. I do. Don't get me wrong. I need it. I need it to continue to grow so we can continue to have this show and it can be a long show like Girlfriends and like Sex in the City. But still, please tap into, the 30-something-year-old little ratchet in me.
The little ratchet. Well, they tapping a lot of ratchet right now.
Okay. Ratchetness is real.
I don't need Coachella episodes every episode, but I need a taste of it because I still, as a true fan, I thrive off the girlfriend moments. Favorite moments.
But even Martin and Gina grew. That show, like that maturity, that show, when they got married and everything, like that show, they matured. And I'm just not seeing that climb. If anything, they going in the wrong direction.
They going backwards. You said they going like this.
Yeah. So living single, they matured. Everybody matured. So hopefully, hopefully she'll watch our podcast.
But she did say she's letting a lot more. She's trusting people to do their job. She doesn't feel like she has to come in and be everybody. She can show up to set as Issa the actress. So maybe that's part of it because we did discuss she has so many moving parts in the background. Maybe the road will make her sit down and be focused, and we'll see a lot more of what she has to say in the writing.
You're right, Tal, because it's like 8 writers, like 7 to 8 writers. Even Kelly, her real name is Natasha. She's one of the writers too.
Yeah.
Y'all see that outfit she had on? I was dying laughing.
From back.
Yes. Yeah, that was so funny.
That was bad.
When she was trying to get up, I was like, she is hilarious.
Yeah, that's the Holly Berry character from back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Girls, Decatur.
I thought she was acting like Missy Elliott.
The Holly Berry character.
Oh yeah.
So it's moments like that when they're sitting around the circle. There's a lot of like girlfriend banter and chatter going, and little jokes that you have to really listen to and catch.
Right.
For the moments that I thrive off with Insecure.
Yeah.
Right.
The Tabitha and Q. The funniest part of the whole episode too is when Issa did her dance. I almost fell out.
When they
went hiking.
Yeah.
That was classic. That was classic.
Molly looked, and then she started talking about, the sleeping with the guy, whatever.
Yeah.
Molly. So what did y'all get from that? Like, what did you get from Molly? Like, what did you? Because it's like Molly was like, did you?
She lied.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She didn't tell. She told Issa that was work. She didn't tell Issa that.
No.
Okay.
Molly, in my opinion, Molly is in a place right now where she's watching the roles between her and Issa change, where Issa is out professionally and being free and promiscuous and okay in those promiscuous relationships. Whereas Molly, we don't know what's going on with her being a lawyer, and her relationships are complicated. And I think she really, really needs Issa to focus all on her. And the fact that Issa isn't is causing it's crazy. Yeah.
And Molly, I'm gonna say this, Molly can be kind of arrogant, you might not this, but she can kind of be one of those people that she kind of thinks she's the smartest. The best she can, because she was like at the law firm, so she can kind of hate because she thinks she is all that, you know, and it's okay to feel good about yourself, but sometimes you can be overly confident to you be kind of cocky with it. You know what I'm saying? So
I agree.
Yeah, so
and even on episode 1, she made the comment where she was giving Issa advice, and she was like, you know, I'm just trying to help you out. Like,
like she better than
episode 2, when Issa did the same thing, she got offended. So it's like you can't have it both ways, Molly. So I think watching her lie to her on that mountaintop on the hike, like, oh, who was that? And she was like, oh, it was work. No, it was Asian.
Right.
For whatever reason, you don't want to tell your best friend because you don't feel like she's paying all this attention to you. So now you start lying to her.
Molly is a trip.
Use your words, Molly. Just use your words. If you're hurt, then say that.
Yeah, but she never will, because that's just how she is.
Yeah, and see, Molly, she was kind of upset with Issa two times in this episode. One, when she wanted to talk to Issa, Issa was at that concert.
Yeah, exactly.
She really wanted to talk to her, and she couldn't talk to her. So she was upset. And then when she tried to talk to her again, she had Condola there. So she's looking for a friend when she wants her friend, and Issa's not available when she wants her.
Because Issa has always been there for her. You know what I'm saying? Like, Issa will stop something for Molly.
That's right.
If you look at she'll stop whatever for Molly. She'll put this aside for Molly. You know what I'm saying?
But she's not doing that no more.
Right. Because
her life was a mess, and it kind of afforded it.
Yeah.
Issa's life was a mess. She didn't have anything going on. She was sleeping from pillar to post. She had nothing but time for Molly.
Right.
Now, new friends. She got a consistent bait, and she got a growing business.
Right.
To respect that.
Right.
But she's struggling.
Yeah, she is. Hopefully she'll pop out of it. But Molly is a drama queen. She loves drama. She loves for something to always be. Everything got to be about her, really, for real. So she's going to make it more than what it has to be, because that's Molly.
But I think this gives them an amazing opportunity to let women of the world see them work through that.
Yeah.
I do not want them to stop talking, because I know we talked about this offline. I do not want them to stop talking. I don't
me either.
Push them aside. I don't want to start watching their lives separately. I need them work through this head on. That'll be both.
Right. And Molly, she slayed last night. All her looks were fabulous. Like, her monochrome look, she slayed, but she slays always to me.
Right.
Her character, where it's like, oh my God. So loved it.
Anything specific we need to see in episode 3?
I don't know. I just wait. I'm just like, let me just wait.
Anything
let me just wait.
In episode 3.
That's a good question, Tab. Episode 3, I would like to see them get more into the meat and the potatoes of the show. Like, I know the block party is going to be the biggest thing with the show, but I don't know. I'm like Q. I'm gonna wait to see. It's still too early. It's too early to tell.
So I just be like, let me just wait, because I don't even know. I don't even know what direction.
We know this. In each season of Insecure, there's something big that always happens that kind of shakes the whole season. So that's why I said I could see Lawrence proposing to Condola.
Oh, well, you see. Don't say that.
Don't do it.
Why?
Just don't say that.
So let's be clear. Y'all want Issa and Lawrence back together?
Absolutely.
Yes, because that's where it's supposed to be.
I don't think she's ready for him.
She's ready. We acknowledge that. She acknowledged that.
Yes.
If she were a boy, Lawrence would have taken her back.
Right.
She were a boy. But because Lawrence is a guy and she's a girl that did it, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. And how much I love you and want to be with you, I could never be with you. And that's
exactly. And it's so wrong on every level.
So wrong. It's so wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So what I need from episode 3 is Molly to use her words. Find another reason to meet up with Issa. I need Lawrence to find another reason to meet up with Issa.
Okay, exactly. Thank you. That's what I need for Lawrence to find another reason. And we know he will, because he's that type of guy. So he will.
All right, guys. All right. So what do we have coming up this week? Anybody got anything?
Well, I want to mention to you guys, because I'm also ambassador for a natural skincare product by Marion B. So I want you guys to, let's support not only just our Black businesses, but our small businesses, because right now they need our support. So check out marionb.com and check out her beauty products. I don't know if you can really see me. Can they see me real good, Tabitha?
I can see you real good.
But like for real, I have on no makeup, and I have been using her products like for a minute now. And my skin, like right now, I have on her glow oil, and I put her glow oil on my skin, and it's just like the best. Her products, I'm telling you guys, like, you will know what's in your product. You'll know what you're getting. Check her out, marionb.com. Right. And don't forget, support me. Go to OTBFashions.shop, OTBFashions with the S.shop, and check me out.
All right.
What about you, Wayne? I know you quarantine and chilling, but anything?
Yeah. The new issue of Las Vegas Entrepreneur Magazine come out May 1st. The new issue of Phoenix Entrepreneur Magazine come out May 1st. You can follow us online. Just go to Instagram and type in Las Vegas Entrepreneur Magazine or Phoenix. It'll pop right up. Other than that, I'll be in the house on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'll be in the house. I'll be in the house all week, guys, so hit me up.
Right. Same here. So definitely don't end this podcast without giving all our love and support to our first responders, our nurses, our respiratory therapists, our techs, our physicians, our PAs, midwives, just everybody.
The Walmart, the grocery store workers. Thank y'all.
Absolutely, yes. Walmart workers, Target, the
Kroger's,
the banks, everybody who is just trying to keep things as normal as possible for us and helping us get the supplies that we needed. We love you guys. We totally support you guys. Please, if you can, continue to quarantine and chill. This is not, it's not over by far. And remember, this is not about you. You are quarantining for the person who cannot support their immune system, and they need you to do it for them. So please, guys, continue to be safe, be happy, and be healthy out there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm blogging a little bit and don't rush challenges, but nothing crazy, guys. Of course.
When we gonna get 10 minutes with Tab back?
I know. So yeah, I haven't done a 10 minutes with Tabs, I think, in probably about 6 months. So definitely can put that back on the radar. There's definitely topics that I want to talk to everybody about that I can do, my 10 minutes with Tabs on a Tuesday. Friends, still needing to put some new videos and stuff out, but in the house, just enjoying my family and loving on them a little bit.
Sounds good.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I enjoyed it, guys.
Yes.
I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Yeah, this was nice.
Yes. So welcome back, guys. I'm so glad to see you guys again. And
it was so much fun. Thank you, ladies.
Yes, it was. Thank you.
For all of our listeners, we will catch you guys next week after episode 3 of season 4 of I'm So Insecure.
Peace, guys. See you later.
Bye.